Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy right here, man. Once again, coming at you live and direct. You know what it is, man. This and those are just the tip of the merchandise, man. But yeah, folks, we're coming live and direct. You know what time it is. You know how we do business out here. This is the return of MMA Reloaded, man. It's back. It's good to be back on the air, man. Shit, how I missed my MMA Reloaded. What's going on, man? Um, so, folks, I want to first thank Robbie Kennedy, who came on episode 11, TNT. It was a pleasure to chat with Robbie, who will compete, folks, this Saturday at Cage Steel 25. Man, this Saturday night is a plethora of mixed martial arts on the television, bro, on the stream, on wherever you watch MMA. Yeah, it is coming on this Saturday, folks. You got it's fight week for Bellator Bellator 256. Yeah, UFC presents UFC Vegas 23, headlined by Kevin Holland stepping in for Darren Till against Marvin Vettori. Yeah, folks, and kicking it all off Saturday night. Yeah, 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. Yeah, folks. UK time is Cage Steel 25. If you haven't bought your tickets, why don't you buy your tickets, man? Shit, I've I posted the MMA Reloaded link, folks, to go get the tickets. So, man, you know what, folks? I urge you to go get the tickets to kick off your Saturday night with Cage Steel 25, man. Shit. Tune in tomorrow morning, folks, UK time, to join myself along with Prospect MMA podcast, who does local UK and Ireland shows, who covers local UK and Ireland shows. Folks, he will be him and I will both be breaking it down for you guys for Cage Steel 25. Tune into the breakdown for UFC Vegas 23, and we will do a breakdown for Bellator as well, folks. But folks, let's get to today, man. Episode 12 of MMA Reloaded on the mic. We continue our countdown to what is going to be and what I'm planning to be a phenomenal 50th episode of MMA Reloaded Raw Talk. And episode 49, folks, if you haven't checked it out, before you check it out, I urge you to go put the kids to bed, man, because it is going to be a hell of a show. It was a hell of a show. So, with two legends of mixed martial arts in Jamie Varner and Anthony Njokuani. So, folks, today, episode 12 of On the Mic, and I am joined here by the man who stepped in on short notice to take on Boom Boom Scott Malone in the Cage Steel 25 main event is Kiru Singh Sahota. Now, folks, as a British Asian myself, it gives me great pleasure when I can talk to Asian fighters and when I can talk to British Asian athletes. You know what I'm saying? So, it gives me sort of that cultural, that pride for heritage and passion for my heritage that I already have, but carrying it on to something I love and seeing my heritage become a big part of MMA and combat sports is a humbling feeling, man. First of all, folks, if you are folks, you may be exposed to. I was exposed to it first in boxing, watching Prince Naseem Hamed, and then Amir Khan. Yeah, folks, and now I'm exposed here, man. In MMA, Gurdarshan Mangat. You have a lot of good, great Indian fighters at One FC with Pooja Tamar and Ritu Phogat, doing business in the women's division over there at One. So, folks, today, Kiru Singh Sahota, folks, facing Boom Boom Scott Malone in the main event at Cage Steel 25. And Kiru, folks, is 25 years old. He is 5-0. Yeah, folks, as a pro, an accomplished amateur. We will speak to Kiru Singh Sahota, folks. So, folks, let's let's get down to business. Kiru will join us at 7 p.m. folks, UK time. So let's get down to some business here, folks. UFC, UFC Vegas 23, folks, this Saturday night. But before I get onto that, I want to say it was a great event watching Bellator 255. Bellator 255, which has just become a lot more accessible now for us in the UK if you couldn't get Bellator before. It's on BBC iPlayer. Man, just sign up, link your TV, man. If you got one of them smart TVs, download the app. And man, Bob's your uncle, man. Bellator 255 is a banging event. It was headlined by Patricio Pitbull versus Emmanuel Sanchez, the rematch. It was the second semi-final in the featherweight tournament, featherweight Grand Prix. The winner would face the phenomenal AJ McKee, who was broadcasting live. Man, it was great to see him suited and booted. And then, folks, Pitbull, man, what can I say, bro? They went at it, to be honest, folks. It was a lot more of a fast-paced forward fight. Both guys though knew where to be cautious. They knew how to be smart going into the fight. And I think what Pitbull did was he played to his game. He played to how he knows how to play. You know what I'm saying? And he caught a guillotine into on Emmanuel Sanchez. It was a beautiful standing guillotine, and man, it was tough to see the Matador go down like that because he prepared so hard and he loves this sport so much. You can see the passion just pour out of Emmanuel Sanchez. So, folks, we will just do the particulars, but when I come back, don't go anywhere, by the way, man, because this is where you're spending your Tuesday night right now. When I come back, folks, we will talk about the UFC and Bellator 256. You just got to do the particulars to get the guests on, you know what I'm saying? Folks, we're back live and direct. Sorry about that, folks. You know what we have to do, man. You know how we do business, though, innit? Like you just got to do the particulars and that, bro. So, folks, if I just put that up. So, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, like I was saying, Bellator 255 saw a lot of highlights, a lot of finishes. Jason Jackson beat Neiman Gracie in a huge, huge fight, folks, at lightweight. And of course, folks, if you look at the Bellator rankings right now, you're damn right, Jason Jackson is that much closer to a championship shot. So, folks, Bellator 256 kicks off one of the most anticipated Grand Prix, I think, in Bellator history, with the light heavyweight Grand Prix taking center stage. And the first fight, folks, is former champion, former two-division champion, now only the heavyweight champ, Ryan Bader, taking on a legend, another legend, if I may say, Lyoto the Dragon Machida. Now, folks, if Lyoto Machida, I want to pull up some stats for your ass. Ryan Bader, folks, comes in for the first time after losing the light heavyweight championship to Vadim Nemkov, who, it's a tough first defense for Vadim Nemkov in this tournament. But, a lot of fans aren't predicting him to go far because of the names in the tournament. But you have to think that he didn't win the title for nothing, you know what I'm saying? He won the title because he's ultra talented. He knocked out the champ. He knocked out Bader, and I think what Vadim Nemkov is going to bring is a very unpredictable style to this light heavyweight Grand Prix. So, folks, yeah. Then we bring up Lyoto Machida. Yeah, folks. Bring up Lyoto Machida's stats. All right, folks. At 42 years old, man, he is still going. And he's still going, man. He looks better than ever. He looks better than I've ever seen him look. He looks better than I've ever seen him look, folks, as Lyoto Machida. And folks, if we take a look at Lyoto Machida, he's coming in off 2 straight losses against Gegard Mousasi and Phil Davis. Against Gegard was his return to light heavyweight. He had a great fight in that fight. He took Gegard Mousasi to a split decision, remember, but, he was outworked. And I think what happened in that fight, folks, as you can see, Lyoto Machida needs to stay away. He needs to keep it on his feet, man. His ground game has improved so much. Black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well, folks. But against Gegard Mousasi, it was a great fight, man. That was Bellator 228. Then he lost to Phil Davis, another split decision. So Gegard's not exactly getting knocked out of here, folks. Here, he's on his game. Lyoto's not exactly getting knocked out of here, folks. He is on his game. He's in the best shape of his career. Yeah, folks. He was on a 4-fight win streak coming into that fight with Gegard Mousasi, and the fight with Phil Davis. I think split decisions are one of them things that you get that one judge who gives the fighter a round, and even if he doesn't deserve it, he still gives him a round, or if he does the damage, but he got taken down, got controlled, but he still did damage off his bottom, and may still give him a round. You never know how the judges kind of score it, but yeah, folks, 2 split decision losses. He's coming off of his Lyoto Machida against Ryan Bader, one of the most dominant champions in Bellator history. So we're going to have to see how that plays out. Folks, Kevin Holland versus Marvin Vettori headlines this weekend for the UFC at Vegas 23. So, folks, in this one, you have to think, what type of attitude is Kevin Holland bringing to this performance? He's still going to be big mouth, but in the cage, with his actions, not with his words. What type of which Kevin Holland are we going to see? Are we going to see the Kevin Holland against Derek Brunson where he crumbles under pressure in big fights? Or are we going to see the Kevin Holland that we saw in 2020 who made history, made headlines as being probably Fighter of the Year 2020? Are we going to see that Kevin Holland? Which Kevin Holland are we going to see? We know what Marvin Vettori we're going to see. We're going to see a savage beast, yeah, folks, who is not going to be put away or not going to be mentally deterred by any of this bullshit that Kevin Holland got going on. Mon Vettori is going to come out hard. He's going to come out flying. He's going to come out fast. Yeah, he's going to come out timing as well. What Kevin Holland needs to watch out for is not to make any careless moves. Mon Vettori is going to come out hard and he's going to come out fast. Yeah, this is going to be some real shit. It's going to be a fight of timing, where I think timing or speed could probably be your difference maker there. And then, folks, kicking the action off on Saturday night is Cage Steel 25, folks, which I'm proud to cover. I'm proud to be covering. And folks, it is going to be a fight. It's going to be a main event between Commonwealth Judo champion, Commonwealth Judo medalist Scott Boom Boom Malone, who is also a veteran here in MMA, 7-2 in his last 9 fights. No, not 7-2. Sorry, my bad, folks. Needs to get the facts straight. Now I'm saying. 7-4, folks, in his MMA career. He has had the big fights, folks. He's fought current UFC standout Jack Shaw for the Cage Warriors Bantamweight Championship. He comes this time, folks, to flyweight to fight. He was initially scheduled to fight Elliot Hoy, who was 9-2, folks. A very, very good fighter. Who was 7-2, sorry, a very good fighter, folks. That is Elliot Hoy. That young man, he's very accomplished, folks. He was very accomplished in his amateur career, and I was actually looking forward to seeing him fight. But folks, I'm not deterred. I'm not deterred. You know, I wish Elliot all the best. I hope he's recovering well. But Kiru Singh Sahota, folks, my guest today, who is now joined. Yeah, and we are scheduled and live to go back. So let's hit this up, man. Yo, what's going on, bro?
Yeah, I'm chilling, man. How are you?
I'm all right, bro. I'm all right, man. Thank you so much, man, for joining me today, man. So, go on. You're all good, yeah? You situated. Yeah, well, bro, thank you so much, man, Kiru, for joining me today, man. I hope, how's it going, bro?
Yeah, good, man. Just did a few drills this morning and steady away, just cutting the weight. I mean, last week at camp, just taking it steady, really.
You got a lot of weight still to cut, bro, or how much you still have, man?
About 3.5 kg, so not a lot. 3.5, 4 kg.
That's chilling, man. Yeah. No, man, bro. I want to thank you, man, because I've been wanting to chat to you for a while, bro. I've been following your career for a hot minute, and I wanted to ask you, man. Of course, 2020 was a tough year for us, man, in the UK, and you know, COVID was at its peak and all that shit. But how was that for you, man? How was the pandemic and lockdown for you, bro?
Well, I think when it started off, I was meant to be fighting. Actually, it was since my last fight. It's just been like cancellation after cancellation in terms of fights. Yeah. I had, I think it was an opportunity on One Warrior series, which I jumped on, and this was probably about a month before COVID. And basically, it ended up falling through, and just for the reason that the other guy's team turned it down, it would have been a cut to it. It was just like I just jumped in on this fight as it would have been a week's notice against some kid from, I can't remember his name. I remember his name, but I can't remember where he's from. He's called David Bangwigui or something like that. Anyway, it was something like that. But yeah, that didn't happen for whatever reason. And then I was looking to fight on the Cage Steel show before lockdown, and that didn't happen. And then when we got into Corona, first thing I thought, they say in 3 weeks it takes about 18 months for a pandemic to like fully sort itself out on average in it. And so from there, I kind of thought from the get-go, this is a bit fishy. I mean, I don't think I'm going to be competing for a while. I'll just work my skills with my brother Pav and get on some lifting as well. So first like month of lockdown, I was just lifting and working technique with my brother Pav.
Nice, bro.
And then when elite athletes and professionals could train again, all us boys have been training at the gym, consistently. Even before that, I was training with my brother, and then there was one fight I was looking to get on Luke Barnett's show. I think it might not be a show, but he's got something to do with it. There's a Spanish show.
Okay.
I can't remember what the exact show was, but that fight didn't happen. So I was training for that. That fight didn't happen.
Okay.
And I just thought I'll get a regional boxing fight in December. And imagine the day before the show, they say that the council have pulled the plug on the show and the show's not going to happen.
What?
So, yeah, I know.
Yeah, so you've had cancellation after cancellation after cancellation. Like was that like in the prime of COVID, like that March, April time? Was it during that time? Or?
Say that Spanish fight thing. I think that was probably around March time.
Ooh, yeah, bro. Damn.
No, not even March. I think it was for April, and then that show got delayed anyway. And I think it did happen in the end, but just the opponent which I was going to have, they didn't agree to the fight for whatever reason.
Yeah, man, because that was kind of like the prime time for COVID, really, innit? And that's when a lot of people start to get scared by the news. This many people died yesterday in 24 hours. Yeah, man. So
I think that the Cage Steel show was literally like the weekend before like everything got locked down. The last Cage Steel event. Yeah, man.
So, bro, for those people, man, who don't know who Kiru Singh Sahota is, bro, how did it start for you in martial arts and combat sports, bro? How did it start, man?
Well, it started off, funny enough, in the Godra, bro, of all places.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because where I first started training was Lions MMA, if you've heard of them.
Yeah. Heard of Lions. Yeah. Man.
Yeah. It started off in Huddersfield, which is where I'm from.
Yeah.
And, the founder of Lions is Raj Singh from Huddersfield. And I came down to do, I think it was advertised as MMA, but it started off as Thai boxing. And I had a few Thai boxing fights, K1 fights under Lions. And then slowly we got a BJJ coach in, started doing MMA out of there as well. And so originally it was a background in K1 and Thai from Lions MMA, and then started doing MMA with Lions and Farrell MMA, which is another club in Huddersfield.
Right.
And from then on, I think about 4 fights into my amateur MMA career, I went over to AVT, started doing bits down there.
Nice, man. Yeah.
And I've just been with AVT ever since.
And bro, how that was kind of like my next question as well, right? So you're only You're only 25 years old right now, bro. I mean, and you started your amateur career quite a while. It's been a while for you, man. It's been a long journey.
I know. And
Kiru,
even before them amateur fights, which you've probably seen on Tapology, which are years ago.
Yeah.
Say a good year, maybe even 18 months before that, I was fighting Thai in K1. So.
Oh wait, man. Damn.
So yeah.
So how long would you say roughly, man, has it been for you, man?
I think fighting, it's been about 9 years of fighting.
Oh shit. That's since you were 14. Yeah. 15. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's crazy, bro. That's nuts, man. Shit. so how does that feel for you, man? Because obviously starting young and then until now taking amateur fights, well, uh, did you feel like when you started young, did you feel like, all right, cool, this is the path you were gonna go through, or was it sort of like a slow progression of we'll take it one fight at a time, we'll see how it goes?
I mean, first time I did one of the sessions at Lions, like, yo, this is pretty sick. And this, so I just kept wanting to compete. Even my dad didn't really want me to fight and with this, that, the other, and he said, you're not allowed to fight. And then one day I came home with a trophy like that. I won.
Bro, oh man, imagine like us, innit? Like up in there and that, yeah, bro. They're probably like, our type of parents, man, and they're probably like, nah, you're not fighting for shit, yeah, bro. Yeah, you still gotta find a wife, fam. Bro, when we talk about that and we talk about culture and stuff, bro, in fighting, of course, for us, it's quite different because we're not exactly, the first thing when you think of MMA, you don't think of Indians, you don't think of Punjab or Hindustan or whatever. You think of, Africans, you think of Latinos, think of sort of like British MMA fighters. And then for us, bro, we're normally now in one championship. We're at one FC. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, bro, on like culture and heritage and fighting, bro, and especially for us and especially for you, man, representing the British Asian community?
Well, I would say definitely one has that mark in Asia, and yeah, the thing is they've got Indian fighters and they've got Pakistani fighters on there, whereas most of them are kind of doing justice. Really, I mean, there are some good Indian MMA fighters. Like you've got Yad Singh, you've got others. I can't name too many just off the top of my head, but actually in India, like Yad Singh is a sick fighter. And when we went in India, we went out and trained with him as well.
Oh,
He's
shit.
a top guy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. We trained in the Akara. We've got a Lions MMA Punjab in Chamkaur side.
Okay.
And the actual Akara at Chamkaur side where he's been doing his wrestling for ages, that's like an MMA gym now.
Yeah.
And they're just getting a fight team together and stuff. He's like the head coach of them out there. And I think it was a sick experience. Yeah. We wrestled as well, and in the Akara, in the mitti, they were in the dirt. How I think they would say it's like classed as mud wrestling, but it's more dirt rather than mud,
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, man. Bro, wrestling in the mitti, man, that's like proper bandit shit,
Yeah.
That's what they do. Like, you probably played like kabaddi out there, bro. Now, Kiru, bro, for us, sorry, man. Now it's good to hear about how you started off, like, at a young age and Lions MMA, of course, and that probably made you feel a lot more comfortable, and confident to where you are now. And of course, like during over the pandemic, training with your brother, is that how you sort of primarily kept in shape, or is sort of you and your brother trained techniques here?
Originally, I'd say, well, it started off that was in the pandemic in terms of staying in shape and stuff. We were like lifting weights and doing technique. So we got strong and technique and stuff was good on stuff we were doing. But then when it came to actually sparring again, which we did, it wasn't too good because we didn't really do too much cardio. So then I started banging out loads of cardio, and I'm talking about the start of lockdown, really. So I'm talking about April last year time. So when it came to when we were training again, I can't remember the exact date, but when they said pro fighters can train again in gyms, and that's when we started training together, in the gym when pros only. You know how it is with all the restrictions
Yeah, man.
and keeping everything legal in it, everything legal.
Oh,
but but yeah, when it came to that, at first I was like, all right, I need to work on my cardio again. I think whatever time that was, it might have been April, May last year. I think it was probably June, if I remember right. June, May time was
yeah.
when gyms opened up last year. And basically, since then, we have just been consistently training. And for this fight, I'm probably in the shape of my life. And I'm not just saying that because I'm fighting like in 3 days or something, but my strength and conditioning coach said, look, you're probably going to be fighting around this time. I think like first block we did a bit of a strength block, and then he was like, look, all right, you're kind of liking the strength work too much. We'll get you in an actual fight camp block. And even before this fight, or even the showcase deal was even like confirmed, we were in like a camp. So like I think it was like an 8-week fight camp block, and this was before cage deals even announced. So I've just been doing that, and I'm in good shape because of that, and I'm in fight shape.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
So any like notion of this fight being taken in like late notice and it being like a bad thing for me, I think it's kind of like invalidated with me being in a fight camp just to be ready for this kind of thing, and it kind of linked up perfectly.
So is that how you like conduct your training, bro? As if, all right, cool, we'll train like this. So just in case I get caught short notice, yeah, this is how we're gonna organize it. Is that like your thought process going into training, bro? Is do it as a training camp just in case you do get caught up.
Not normally, bro, but like because normally I'd have my set time when I've got a fight or I'm chilling.
Yeah,
When I say
definitely.
chilling, I mean I probably won't be as heavy on the cardio. I'll probably be doing more like strength lifting as opposed to like specific stuff. Like, well, the coach sorts all the specific stuff out, but like it'd be like obviously I up the gears more when I'm in fight camp. I'll be training like 2 to 3 times a day. Whereas if I'm not in a fight, then I might be training like say about like 7 times a week,
Yeah.
8 times a week. So instead of doing about like eight, instead of doing 8 to 10 sessions a week, I'm doing a lot more basically, because
Right.
it's like I'll have my normal sessions and I'll be fitting in private sessions on top where I'm training, working with like the wrestling coach, working with the striking coach, boxing coach. So just upping the intensity when it comes to like a fight camp, really.
So training at AVT, bro. How is that experience for you? 'Cause, of course, man. It's so important for fighters, especially for fighters to, especially new fighters, if you're a new fighter, but for fighters in general to find a gym that they're comfortable with. You know what I mean? And a gym that they can focus and that they can sort of relax and feel comfortable in to sort of get situated with what they're supposed to be doing day to day. So for you, but how is that experience first training at AVT, man? Because you got a lot of killers in that gym.
Yeah. In honestly, it's just like just normal training to me now. So in terms of how it's like or this, that, the other, but
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's just normal training to me. So because I've been there for years now. I mean,
Yeah,
probably
man.
like 6, 7 years.
Oh shit. So do you feel that now? All right, cool, Kiru, man. How did you feel when you first joined AVT? Was it more nerves, or did you feel like, all right, cool, it's gonna take me a while to get relaxed, to get focused here?
When I first started, I felt like stand up wise, I could hang with like most people, or like
Okay.
more, yeah, with like I could hang with everyone, but it was just a ground at first. where I thought everyone's like a lot better than me, and that's where I had to do my catching up on just grappling on the ground early at AVT. And once I got that sorted, I just it's just training really.
Yeah, man. That's sick, bro. Because you never know, right? You never know where, who's going to be better than you or what. If you're going to be better at kickboxing than someone else, and he's going to be better at wrestling than you are, especially at a new gym, right, bro? Was it sort of like when you joined ABT, and now as the years progress, has it been sort of like that learning curve for you, Kiru, where you can sort of say, all right, cool. Yesterday I learned this, and this was new, and I'm going to incorporate this now when I fight in the main event.
In fact, going back to your last question, where you're on about when I first joined AVT, I remember being gassed looking at people with Cage Warriors gloves on, and
Oh shit!
Like I think before then there might not have been anyone signed to the UFC, but say it was everyone had the Cage Warriors gloves on. There was like Josh Collins, there was Scraps, James Savills, Jay Furnace. Everyone was on the mat fighting. And maybe a few years into me being at AVT, a couple of years, Danny got signed to the UFC, and he was like fighting in the UFC while I was like early in AVT, man. But yeah, and in terms of picking up tricks and stuff, I think well techniques and stuff, most stuff I've kind of seen already, but in terms of like techniques, it's more just sharpening them and re-drilling them. But there are little tricks and like the odd little move where I can fit in here and there where I thought, this is going to be a decent one for this move. So just little tricks and tips, like just little sneaky moves rather than like big fundamental like moves and stuff like that for this fight in particular, really.
Bro, you pick up them little cheeky techniques, yeah.
Yeah.
About how sort of for any fighter, bro, how important is it to find a gym that you can sort of go home? You know what I mean, like a longevity type thing, where you like you, man, 6-7 years is a long damn time. Like, so for most fighters, they'll sort of evaluate it for like the first couple of weeks or months, then they'll fuck off somewhere else. How important was it for you, bro, how important is it for any fighter now to sort of be loyal to a gym, and to sort of find that one gym where they can focus?
I think it's more on the actual fighter to get what he needs, really.
Yeah.
And but one thing with guys like floating about gym to gym, it's like, say for example, like they do it after losses, really. Say like you get people that just float gym to gym, and like say every time they might be on a bit of a streak and they're like, oh yeah, they've got one loss, then at a different gym, or lost it at a different gym. I mean, I think that's more with the fighter rather than the gym. And when it comes to a facility for a fighter, I think you got to do what the best for yourself is, really. So whether that be you need to be at a different gym or you need to be at this gym. But even then, I think when it comes to gyms in general, like say for example, someone was telling me the other day, oh, what do you think the best gym is? Or this gym over here is really good, I'd love to train there. And I'm thinking, yeah, that gym's good and it's got this factor, like it might have elite stand-up, it might have this, but there'll always be that limiting factor in the gym where you'd have to get outside of the gym, whether that's strength and conditioning, whether that's extra wrestling, it depends on the gym. But I always think, have a gym which is your base gym, which you fight out of, you've got your teammates and you go there for sparring, you're sparring them guys, the coach will bring different guys in, and then get your extra work in, which might be strength and conditioning. It might be just doing a bit of pads with this different guy, like, or a bit of wrestling with another guy. And I think the bad thing is where gyms kind of get weird about their guys doing bits extra with other people.
Yeah, man. No, exactly. And you never know you never know with them type of coaches, man. You know what I'm saying? Because say if they started training you and you started your career off with them, and you on like fucking what, you're 4-0, 5-0 under that coach, and you went somewhere else afterwards. Yeah, I'm not surprised, man. Yeah, you might get pissed off, or the coach might get a bit pissed off. You know what I'm saying? But no, man. I mean, it is important, though, isn't it?
Thing is, though, when it comes to like teams and this, that, the other, and like training here, not training with this guy, how some people are, it's like at the end of the day, it's you as the fighter who's going to be in there fighting some guy who's looking to like spark you out, not the coach really in it. So I think it boils down to the fighter. They need to do what's best for them.
No, sick. Yeah, man. No, 100%, man. 100% right, bro. Kiru, bro, when we talk about professionals, yeah, we talk about professional versus your amateur career. You know, I touch on this with a lot of guys. You know what I'm saying? You were quite accomplished as an amateur, bro. You know, I see them trophies behind you. You know what I'm saying?
I positioned it nice with it. I was like, I got the interview here, all about that.
No worries, bro. We don't that shit. Don't worry about it,
bro. Listen, bro. There's some kabaddi trophy back there somewhere as well.
Are you serious?
Yeah, there's one somewhere back there.
No, bro, you were quite accomplished as an amateur, man. You know what I'm saying? When I was looking at it and I was doing my homework, you know what I'm saying? So you did 2 years at the IMFs as well, competing in 2016, 2017. You know, bro, how was that experience? Because like a lot of guys have done the IMF tournament, you know what I'm saying? They've all had different experiences in that stage. How was it for you, man? Because it's probably like the best fighters and the young fighters in Europe come together, you know, and fight it out, bro.
Yeah, definitely, man. The experience, it was vital experience for my career, really. You know, for me to progress as a professional. I mean, I fought the best fighters that I could fight, whether that was in England or the rest of the world. And yeah, man, the experience, the going out there, everything was sick. And I'm trying to think what else, bro. What was the question? Just what was the?
Oh no, it was your experience at the IMFs, bro.
Yeah, and like I said, it was sick experience for me as a fighter. Really going out, seeing the different styles of like, you know, all these different countries, like the Bulgarians who were all like wrestlers, just heavy wrestling. Your Kazakhs, they were like more freestyle. They were all like little Tony Fergusons. That's how they all fight. And you know, your Americans, they favored the wrestling. You got your Russians and wrestlers, just different countries. You got your Italians, which are like strikers. So it was just like fighting them back to back.
Man, and you were how was it though, man, doing that? So you went from you know, a successful amateur career, you smashed it down there. How important was how was it making a move from amateur to professional, man?
It's nice elbowing people, bro. Yeah, I think that's probably the about as sweet as it gets, just elbowing someone in the head, man.
Oh, you know, so you didn't feel like there was no pressure on that.
Bro, there's always pressure, man. You got to go out there and fight some guy in a cage. You're just there with a little kachia on, really, in it. But in terms of added pressure or this, that, the other, I mean, I've kind of, even if you're saying, oh, you're undefeated, what if you go in there and lose? The thing is, man, it's a fight. I'm going to go in there. I'm looking to win, and I'm looking to spark the guy out, and he's looking to do the same. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I've been fighting for like 10 years. I know what I'm doing now. The pressure's part of it, but like, you know, I handle it pretty well.
I would say so, fam. 5-0, man. But bro, when you have that sort of record, you know what I'm saying, you are 5-0 with 5 finishes. Do you sort of feel that all right, cool, I'm undefeated, Yeah. So next fight, I've got to keep it going. I've got to keep it going. Do you feel that pressure to sort of keep that going now that 5-0? Now you got that starting.
I don't feel any kind of pressure like that, bro. I mean, I'm going in there to fight, and it's one fight at a time for me.
Okay. Yeah. Because like most guys, when they're unbeaten, they sort of get a bit of pressure. You know what I'm saying? To keep that hype going, to keep that sort of anticipation going every time they fight. All right, cool. I'm 5-0. Let's make it 6. Let's make it 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. You don't feel that. You don't feel that sort of pressure at all.
I'd probably say, maybe before Corona and everything,
Yeah.
fighting, I'd be like, oh, yo, I need to keep this, that, the other. I need to do this. I need to do that. But I've kind of like let go of that a little bit, where I'm thinking a different mindset, where I'm just going in there just to win. And I'm not thinking I need to do this to do that. I'm just going in there just to win and perform best as I can. Look to get that win by any means necessary, really.
Yeah, man. No, 100%, bro. Dang, so that's what they will say. You know what I'm saying? Now that records are for DJs. You know what I'm saying? So to be honest, man, that's really the right attitude to have, bro. Every fight, take it one fight at a time. Shit, if I lose, I'll come back stronger the next time. That's pretty much your mentality, right, bro?
But bro, I ain't looking to lose. I ain't even thinking about
No,
losing.
I'm not saying that,
I'm just
innit?
thinking
I'm not
about
saying that.
man.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're looking to lose. I'm just saying like it's part of.
Oh,
Like,
you said the words, though. You said the words.
nah. I'm not putting the muzzle on it, bro.
Nah.
But no, it's just a maturity, right, fam? As a fighter coming in each time, yeah, you're not looking to obviously lose, and you're expected to win it. But if it does happen, then obviously it's that sort of maturity. You don't go crying home. You know what I'm saying? You go back to the gym, you come back, next fight you bang it out. That's it, right? That's the mentality, isn't it, bro?
Yeah.
And then when you were called up, yeah, let's talk about Saturday night, man. Yeah, because we're 4 nights away right now. You were called up on short notice, bro, and you're fighting a guy who's pretty much just as experienced as you are, I'd say. If in Scott Malone, when you were called up on short notice, but how did you feel taking the fight, man?
Well, my fitness and everything is on point. So if I'd be thinking about if I'm fit enough or this, that, the other, I'm in fight shape. So that's one thing. Two, I've seen probably just anyway most of Scott's fights because he fought one of my teammates, Adam Bramold.
Oh, yeah.
So I've seen that fight and some of his fights afterwards from there. I've kind of watched his career in Cage Warriors, afterwards. So I kind of know the opponent already in terms of how he is. And I thought that's a good fight, really.
Yeah, 100%. And how did you feel taking it on short? How did you feel like, main event? When you got the call, man, did you were you expecting it before? Like, were you training to fight?
I was training to fight though because I should have been. There've been 2 opponents which I didn't, for whatever reason, I didn't get matched up with on this card. So I was looking to fight on this day anyway. So it wasn't just like, fighting short notice on like 8 days or whatever it was for this opponent. It was, and like no camp before it. I was like looking to fight on this day and training. I had a fight and then I've got a fight now.
How was your of course you said about fitness, bro. Were you expecting something to come about because of that? You know what I'm saying? Like, did you keep the weight that did you manage your weight? Did you sort of manage that cardio, Kiru?
Yeah. I like I said, I was supposed to be fighting
Yeah.
Two guys, and I was matched up at that weight. And Danny told me keep my weight down, keep it like you're fighting on that date. He basically said, "I'll get you a fight, and you'll fight on that date." And I was like, "All right." And I got trust in Danny like that, so I just kept my weight down, kept the cardio up. If I didn't fight, I'd be a bit mad because the way my strength and conditioning coach was killing us in them sessions doing cardio and stuff, it wasn't fun.
You'd be
But
gutted. Yeah.
But I had like two good opponents who I was meant to be fighting before as well, so I was coming in like for a serious fight anyway.
100%, man. And then, well, when we talk about Saturday night, but it's a stacked man card. You got a lot of AVT teammates on that card as well, bro. Like you said, Adam Bramwood is on the card as well, man. You got a lot of guys, Tom Crosby on there. For you, bro, how does that make you feel, man? Having your teammates on there, man, does it sort of motivate you a lot more to go in there and yeah, man, let's fucking do a three-peat. You know what I'm saying? Like Israel does with them City kickboxing guys.
Yeah, man, there's definitely that buzz, and there's been that buzz in the gym of everyone training hard for the fights, and it's something which you kind of missed before, where people were fighting on shows, and like it just feels normal with everyone fighting on shows and that kind of hustle in the gym, and to have it back is sick, man. And there's some big fights for some of us AVT boys, man, and I'm looking forward to I'm probably not going to see them because, like I said, I'll be looking to fight and warm myself, but I'll catch some of the early ones, and I'm gassed, really.
Yeah, man, I can imagine, bro. I can imagine, man, because you got your boys there with you, yeah, fighting on the same card. You're fighting in the main event, man. You could Israel Adesanya the shit out of that nice people. But for you, bro, I wish you all the best of luck, mate. You know what I mean? And I want to thank you, bro, for coming on the show. I know you just come back from training, bro. So I want to thank you for coming on the show today, man.
All right, bro. No worries, man. Thanks for having us on.
Nah, no worries at all, man. Nah, good luck this Saturday night, man. Shit, I'm watching, bro.
Yeah, man.
Nah, peace, brother.
All right, bro. Nice one. Yo, what was your name anyway, bro? I didn't even catch your name this whole time.
My name's Arjun, bro.
Arjun, sick guy. All right. Nice one, Arjun.
All right, Kiru.